guys? It's Jake from Team Insanity here, and I have two little unboxings in one video. So we're hitting the lower price point today. A lot of people have been asking for, lower price guns because, not everyone can afford all the new expensive stuff. So we have the Proto Rize and the Proto Maxed Rail. Okay, kind of cool. This one's coming in at about $250 now. This one is just 75 bucks more, $325 I believe. So first things first, difference in the packaging. Getting a cardboard box with this one. Okay, this is the lower one to save a little bit more money. You open this bad boy up. I mean, it's a cardboard box. I wouldn't bring this box to the field all the time. It's just, cardboard just doesn't last. Just take this box, put it under your bed, and then use it for your next time you resell it. But it has this cool little packaging right up here. Tells you all the features. Almost reminds me of like a Bob Long cardboard box, because that's sort of what he does with his. Take this out. Here's the gun itself. Okay, this is just the normal Rize. Put that to the side. Inside, you have the one-piece barrel. You have the not-so-good barrel cover, dye lube, color-coded O-rings, and some Allen keys. So you get a little bit of a parts kit, sort of, with it. So this is the Rize, ready to go. One cool thing that I want to point out, though, we haven't shot this gun yet, so this eye pipe is the same exact eye pipe that was used on the the M2, which is kind of cool. So Dye is just not taking old parts out of a factory from the old DM14s and 15s and all the other eye pipes and just slapping it into this. They're making quality parts and putting in, they're using the newest quality parts. So it's a composite grip frame, which again isn't the best in the feels, but for the price point that it comes in at, you can't really complain. But it is a very, very nice, thin and ergonomical grip frame. It's nice and thin. It's not fat. It's nice. It fits well into your hand basically. I have a really good grasp on it. I really, really love the Dye grip frames. They do a great job. Out of the box, the trigger can use a little bit of adjusting pretty badly, but that's just most triggers can. There's no back travel on and out of the box, but everyone's going to be different. There's actually no side-to-side play on this trigger, which is really cool. So for a gun that's coming in under 300 bucks to not have basically any side-to-side play, there's very, very little. That's pretty awesome. You don't get like a lever clamping feed neck. You have to take an Allen key or do it with your fingers. Again, doing it with your fingers is a little bit harder to clamp down on your hopper, but it does have a decent clamping feed net. It actually sits pretty low compared to some of the other competitors. When you get into the non-expensive guns, the feed necks kind of sit up a little bit higher, but this one still sits down pretty low. Other big difference is that you don't get an on-off ASA, which kind of sucks, but again, at the price point that it's at, you can't necessarily complain. So again, this is just an entry-level gun, sort of like competing with like the GOG guns, some of the stuff that Zodin is putting out. The only thing that I would do to this gun out of the box that I would have to say is I would adjust the trigger, and you can see the macro line is a little bit long, so it doesn't sit in there flush. It kind of wants to come out to the side a little bit, which isn't my cup of tea. So what I'm probably going to do is just take that and trim it down, which is no big deal. They just put a little bit longer piece of a macro line on there, which is no big deal. It doesn't do anything to performance, but just me being OCD, I'm totally going to fix that. So, again, the trigger can use a little bit of adjusting, but other than that, this gun, so far it's looking promising. I haven't shot it, so let's put that one off to the side. Now we're going to go to the Proto Maxed. Okay, so obviously a lot better packaging. You're getting a soft case with this bad boy, getting a Proto sticker, which, sure, cool beans. Let's take this bad boy off. Nice little Proto logo on it. Dual zipper action. Open this puppy up. And you have your two-piece barrel, which is basically the Dye ultralight barrel that's just not, basically it's just not milled the same. It's honed in the same place, done the same way as a Dye ultralight barrel. So you're basically getting the best barrel on the market, other than like the Boomsticks and the Stellas, which are pretty awesome barrels, but these are prime A barrels. You get your Dye lube again, which is basically a Dow 33, if I do add. Alright, and then when you open up this second case, you get a barrel cover. Again, not the best barrel cover in the world, but I like to shove them inside of Beanie Babies and sew it together, and you get kind of a cool little barrel cover that turns heads. Get the warranty information. Again, this came with the Rize as well. Also, before I get to the Rize Max manual, the normal Rize manual is actually full color, which is kind of cool. So for a gun that's coming in at its price point, having a full color manual, that's pretty awesome. Even the Dye M2 didn't come with a full paper color manual, which I did miss on the M2. But again, Rize Max also comes with a full color manual. You get a battery, same thing, battery, Allen keys, same exact thing as the other one. Now, the difference here between the two is you're getting the better clamping feed neck, okay? So you're getting the cam lock, the little twisty feed neck. Again, you are getting the M2 eye pipe, which is awesome. So it's, you know, a little bit thicker than the old one, so you don't have to worry about breaking it and replacing it as much. Awesome ergonomics, really thin grip frame. The only thing that I have to say about both of them is the little light up area. That it was the same on the last the Proto Max rail or whatever it was. The little window for the LED light is not as, I wish it was just a little bit bigger, so you could definitely tell that it's on. Like my reflex, it was very big and you could not mistake it for it being off. So that's, you know, that's one of the only little things. But again, for it being how much it costs, I mean, that's really nitpicky. Also, so in this one, you get the on-off ASA, okay? Like I said, you get the better feed neck and you're getting the better barrel. So to be quite honest, you're definitely getting more than $75 worth, because if you were to go and buy all those pieces, you know, just this barrel alone is over $75. If you were to go buy a boomstick or an ultralight brand new, it's over 75 bucks. Same thing, I believe, I can't remember how much the Dye ASAs cost, but a lot. So again, I mean, it's a good gun for what it's a good little upgrade. It's definitely worth the extra money if you have it over the Rize. The Rize Max is definitely, you know, you get a little bit better of accessories. I have to say the only little difference, the only thing that I would add personally, the only thing that I would add is I like how they have these little itty bitty proto grips. You see how this reg is nice and fat around in this area? Then it gets almost too skinny up here, okay? And I have really small hands. So when I go and I grip it, it feels almost a little awkward because it's really skinny and then it fattens out. So I wish there was like a little grip or another one of these, because this is like a rubbery material, so, which is kind of cool, because if you rub up against a bunk or anything, you don't have to worry about your hands sliding around. But up here, I just wish that there was a little bit more meat up here, or another little rubberized grip, because it just sort of feels a little awkward. But again, when you're holding it, it is milled out, and it is a very nice feel right in here, okay? Because as you can see, it does have some really nice milling to put your hand in here. It does feel very nicely finished. Other than just right in here, I don't like how the reg is just a little bit fatter than the body up here, and this is a little bit smaller. It just feels a little bit awkward, but again, I'm used to shooting $1,500 guns. So that again is very nitpicky. That's just one of the only things that I can add. One of the other cool things is that if you look on the bottom of the grip frame, I don't know if you can tell, one of the problems that I have with my Onslaught is where all the grip frame screws meet. Same thing with like the original minis and that kind of stuff, is that sometimes because the body is so thin and it's milled down so thin, the actual head of the screw pokes out, which kind of digs into the bottom of your thumb, which is kind of pain. You know, I'm not gonna lie, it is a pain. I don't know, you'll probably be able to see it better on this one because the macro line is so long, but see how that screw sits flush? That screw right there sits very flush. It doesn't stick out. So when I go and if I put my fingers in here or my thumb is in there, I'm not going to feel another screw hanging out, which is really awesome for the price point of what these guns come in. You can tell that, you know, there's no external body coverings, there's no eye cover or detent cover, which is kind of cool. So for what you're getting, it's not bad. I don't have anything to complain about right now. I'm just kind of curious. I want to pull out the two bolts. I'm pretty sure they're like 100% identical. I haven't seen them together. One thing is with taking the rails apart with any of the other DMs is that you sort of want to pull it as you're taking it apart, pulling it out, and I'll show you why. Oh wow, it's a lot different than the last rails. It's kind of weird. But see, if I kept on turning it when it was stuck in there, then I would have just unscrewed this entire back cap, which is no big deal. So here's the bolt assembly. Definitely a little bit different. I wonder how. Oh yeah, that separates. So it's definitely a little bit different. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a little bit different than what I expected because I've never seen one up close and personal. Not gonna lie, so definitely not exactly what I was expecting. Yeah, same exact bolt. I kind of figured. Same exact thing. So same exact thing in this one. So kind of interesting. A little bit different than what I thought. A little bit different than the reflex rails and the last rails. A little bit of small differences. So I wonder the difference of the shot quality it's going to be between the two guns. And what's really cool is that I kind of see that Dye normally capes a lot of lube on their guns. I don't know if their techs just don't know how to lube guns or if it's just the people putting them together in the factories. Normally there's a lot of lube on it. This is exactly how I lube my guns, which is kind of exciting. So I'm glad to see that. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to have Jack M.O. get behind the camera and tell his opinion on it.
Hey guys, I'm Jack. Jake asked me to do like a quick unboxing review on the two Rizes. Now before we start the review, I don't know a whole lot about paintball guns. I just play. I'd play with Team Insanity every once in a while. So I'm not gonna give you like a whole the technical stuff about the guns. I'm just tell you how they look, how they feel, that kind of stuff. I'm not partial to one company or the other. I'm just if I like a gun, as I'm shooting at, I like it. It's whatever. So this is the Rize, just the regular Rize. As I'm holding it right now, it's compact. I'm a bigger guy. I don't like compact guns. I like to have more length between the front grip and the foregrip. So it's not my favorite thing about it. This front grip too. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's something about it that's off for me. I don't know if it's how it looks or how it feels when I'm holding it. The barrel it's one piece. It's kind of short too, so not a huge fan of that. The grip itself though, it's pretty comfortable. Where my hand is and where the trigger is. The trigger pull though, it's a little tight. It could use some adjusting. There's no on-off ASA, which for me on-off ASAs are kind of nice. I'm pretty lazy, so it's just a nice little flick kind of thing. So yeah, that's the Rize. Just quick glance at it. This is the Rize Max. Max or Maxed? Maxed. Looking at it right now, it's a two-piece barrel. It's a longer barrel too. It does have the on-off ASA. It's a little more spread out, which is kind of nice. Although I do realize now that I'm holding it, I kind of do this thing where I wrap my thumb around the barrel. I don't usually do that. I know a lot of people do that, but I mean, it's still comfortable. It's not like an uncomfortable feeling for me. The trigger pull it's better. It bounces more, I think, but it's a lot better than the Rize, the regular Rize. I don't know. I like how it feels. I mean, the front grip's still kind of the same thing. It looks wonky to me. So I don't know if it's because it looks wonky. That's just how it feels. But compared to the regular Rize, I think this one's definitely an upgrade, which makes sense. This one I think it's a lot like it's sort of like I have an Axe Pro, and it's kind of like that. My Axe Pro is a little more spread out, so this is it's a close close fit for me compared to the regular Rize and the Mini. We have a Mini here. The Mini, it's super close up for me, and that's just an uncomfortable close up. So for me, it's kind of the trigger pull's just weird. So and I don't like that, and this is the same thing with the regular Rize. It's just close up. So I'm not a huge fan of that. But we have an Axe here too, and this is it's nice and spread out. I feel like, you know, I can hold this with like a tank on it and I can hold it and I'm not like scrunched up. The one difference is though is that like my thumb isn't wrapped around the barrel like up here as it would be like with this. So that's a difference there. But even with the Max, it's not unnatural. So it feels like I could be doing this all the time and it'd still feel natural. So I definitely what's the upgrade or what's the price difference between the Rize and the
$75.
$75? I definitely think it's worth the upgrade. Just because I mean it depends on your play like how you play and what you're comfortable with. If you like the close up feel, then sure, it's not. I mean, then go with it. But if you don't like being like crunched up like that, then I definitely go with the extra 75 and like spread yourself out. Because if you're not comfortable with it, and it's just gonna feel weird shooting. So that's my quick little unboxing review. I don't like going off like my just gut like feeling. What does it feel like to like completely judge a gun? I'd have to shoot it first. But based purely off the feel, I mean, I'd definitely rather shoot this one. But I mean, I'd have to have a tank on it to like actually get like a good feeling of like how I would hold it and stuff. But I don't know. Like I said, I have to shoot it.
Introduce Jacob.
Next comes Jacob from Team Insanity.
But you're also from Team Insanity.
I'm also from Team Insanity. I don't like make those videos with like as much as these guys do.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Jacob from Team Insanity. Jack just went, and then Jake went before that. So you guys already kind of know like what's going on with the Rize and the Rize Max. So like in bed, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, and hopefully you don't leave disappointed. So we're going to start off with just the Rize. And you guys already know it's a beginner gun. I think he said 250 or up towards the 300 or something like that. There's like a $74 difference between the two. So you get what you pay for usually with most guns. But honestly, I like the feeling of the Rize and the Rize Max. And they are, like Jack was saying, there's a bit difference. That's just him, I think he was saying about. Honestly, I think they're the same. If you match it up, they're the same length. They have the same exact milling. If you put them right up to each other, the only difference is the length of the barrel. Because this one's like a 10 or 11 inch, and this one's a big, long 14 inch. So that's the only difference is really the barrel. Like they also for you said, you have a clamping feed neck on this one. You have an on-off ASA, which is great because my Mini right here, it doesn't have an on-off ASA. And when taking it off, my tank off, I'd always have so much pressure on it that eventually it blew out my threads. And I might have not helped that I dropped it 6 feet on concrete, but that probably didn't have anything to do about it, manufacturer issue. But the Axe you have right here has an on-off ASA, which is the big difference between the Axe and the Mini. But those are, the Mini is an older gun, very old. This is probably going on 5 years old, but it's a big, like, they have the Mini GS right now, and that is what would be in this price range. And I love the Mini GS. Do I think this is as good or better than the Mini GS? No, I love how the Mini GS feels. I love how it shoots. It feels great in the hands. It feels just like an Axe. That's what the Mini GS or the Mini and the Axe is supposed to be. So I'd probably put this like a little bit below the Mini GS, but it's a beginner gun. You get what you pay for most of the time. Like I said, you get the long barrel, on-off ASA, clamping feed neck. Honestly, to keep it, just like to finish it off, it feels fine. It's a beginner gun. Dye did good again. Just like always, they usually do good with their guns. And I haven't shot it yet, so I can't tell you what it really is. To really get the feel for a gun, you have to feel when there's air flowing through it, paintballs are coming out. So hopefully we're going to do that soon. Not in this video, but a couple gameplay. We're definitely going to be shooting these at Living Legends 9, which is coming up in about a week. I'll be bringing these on the field. So hopefully that's when you guys are going to see some gameplay. Appreciate you guys watching this. Hopefully all of our opinions helped you decide if you're going to get any of the Rize or the Rize Max. So thanks for watching, guys.